Dr. Devi Shetty is really a brand himself, one of India's leading cardiac surgeons and the founder of Narayana Health. Dr. Shetty, thank you for joining us today on NDTV.
Thank you so much.
Narayana Health is so well known, it's such an established brand, but there's a bit of rebranding planned. Why is this?
We are constantly rebranding ourselves. We started off as a single specialty heart hospital and evolved into a multi-specialty, multi-super specialty, multi-city hospital. Now we are outside India as well. So it is an evolution just to service the needs of the society and especially India. Yes.
And did you expect it to grow as much as it did when you started this all those years ago?
If I say I knew it will happen, I know I'm lying. I never anticipated, but we knew that we will make a difference to large number of people, and we are lucky.
Absolutely. How much of a role will preventive medicine happen in the new avatar, in the new version of NH? What kind of stress will be given to that?
Our whole idea is that we are very clear that we are not in the business of building hospitals and managing hospitals. We want to take care of people's wellness and health. So we want to be a dominant player in primary care.
Yes.
We want to create large number of clinics to reach out to people.
Smaller clinics everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
Okay.
So that we will be the point of call for everyone 24/7. Wherever they are, they may be at home, they may be in the car, they may be in the office. We want to be available. We want to become a consumer-centric healthcare organization wherein we take care of the primary care, secondary care, tertiary care, and over and above that, we would also like to become, if possible, a health insurance company.
Okay.
And so that we address the basic need of healthcare in India, that is paying for the healthcare.
I mean, insurance, health insurance has always been a passion of yours. Years ago, of course, with Yashashwini as well. Is there a lot of growth needed for the health insurance sector in India, especially for poorer families?
See, thanks to the government's intervention, they have reformed IRDA. It has become a great organization with wonderful foresight. They realized that the only hope for India's healthcare is a health insurance company which offers healthcare to the poor, middle class and the rich people. And as you know, I tried 17 years ago to get into health insurance. At that time, no regulatory body will even talk to us. But now things have changed. Now IRDA is the most progressive organization which is really coming out of the way to help. And hopefully we will get the license to start the health insurance, and we will start it soon. Our whole idea is that people who are not eligible for health insurance, we want to offer them the health insurance. The dream is that in the near future, when a doctor talks to the patient about the disease and the treatment, the discussion should not be about the money. Discussion should be only about the treatment, outcome, quality of life, longevity, what can be done, what cannot be done. Not about how much it costs. It is very, very frustrating for doctors like us when the discussion is around the money, and especially when the patient chooses an alternative form of treatment because he cannot afford the expensive treatment.
Very frustrating.
And the final dream is that hospitals in India should have no cash counter. The entire transaction should happen between the insurance company and the hospital, and patient is nowhere in the picture.
That is really a huge dream, because so many families are crippled by medical costs, or they avoid medical treatment because of this. But how does it work? Because hospitals, salaries need to be paid, you have your equipment. How do you make it work, to make it a business which doesn't hurt the poor?
Our greatest strength is our people. We are a country of 1.4 billion people. And if we run a health insurance, if there is one country where health insurance will be viable and the healthcare institution will be thriving, that is India, because of the volume of population.
Because of our numbers.
I'll give you one example. We have, let's assume that 100 million people who cannot afford very expensive health insurance, they can pay, say, 10,000 rupees per year to cover the entire family for the primary, secondary and tertiary care with a good coverage.
Yes.
100 million families pay just 10,000 rupees per year. We will be able to collect 1 lakh crore rupees, which is more than the central government's healthcare budget for the whole country. And that is the magic.
Yes. There's economies of scale, really.
It is all about economy of scale. In India today, there are 100 million families who can afford to pay any amount of money for the health insurance. So you can cover 100 million families. Another 100 million families work for the first 100 million families. And the wealthy 100 million family pay 10,000 or 5,000 rupees to the people who work for them for their health insurance.
Okay. Yes.
We would have
It's less than 1,000 rupees a month.
Exactly. We would have covered the healthcare cost of 200 million families. Another leftover whatever 100 million families, government is doing a great job in taking care, they will
Yes.
continue to do it.
Yes.
So I believe that India will become the first country in the world to dissociate healthcare from affluence. And it's not going to take lifetime, it is going to happen in next 5 years. Whatever transformation you have seen in digital infrastructure and all this fintech revolution what you have seen, same thing is going to happen with healthcare.
That is a wonderful, that's a really wonderful dream of patients don't have to think about money, but to think about the treatment, like you said. Now, often for patients when they come in, they are bewildered by the medical jargon, by what is being done. Are there going to be attempts in the new avatar again to make things more comprehensible for the patient, to keep them informed about what happens?
See, we have invested heavily last 20 years. We have made a huge investment on building the digital platform.
Yes.
We are virtually becoming a paperless and smart hospital. And all the communication between today a patient can come to our hospital without talking to anybody. They can register, they can pay, and they are told what time to see the doctors, and the doctors will see them. They go from one specialist to the other specialist without having any paper. Everything comes to their phone. So every patient who comes to us, they have their entire medical records in their phone.
Yes.
This is what is the digital transformation. 2 o'clock at night, if the patient develops stomach ache or a headache or they are restless, all they need to do is to contact us in our number. And when our nurse receives the call, she has the total knowledge about which patient is it, what investigation has been done, entire history of the patient, without even talking to a patient a single word. And that is the beauty of technology, what it can do.
Absolutely. So the patient is not running around with files and x-rays and scans. The doctor or the nurse has the information. It's all
everything. And every time you see a new doctor, he won't ask you what is your family history, what are you allergic to, how many children you have. Everything is recorded. The past medical history never changes. Your family history never changes, right? The old medical history never changes. Everything, once it is recorded, it is pointless keep asking the same thing over and over. And by doing this, you will virtually eliminate the medical error.
There's no human error entering data. There's no readings are there constantly available, whatever the parameters are. It's right there.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that is fantastic. And this is really a dream then, because to get quality healthcare at affordable costs to every Indian, really. That is your dream.
India will prove to the world that the wealth of the nation, wealth of the family has nothing to do with the quality of healthcare its citizens can enjoy.
Because we've talked about digitalization, the digital divide has been real. It need not be there economically for health then, if your dream comes true.
Yes, that is the whole idea. The whole idea is that how easily you get the service in terms of mobile communication, how well the entertainment industry runs today. People can watch any movie in their mobile phone. Same thing, same experience they will have in healthcare. When you don't shudder thinking about going to a hospital. You don't need to go to the hospital. Maybe once a year you go to the hospital, get your preventive checkup done. That too, the entire preventive checkup can be done within 90 minutes. You don't need to spend whole day in the hospital. Everything will change.
Everything will change. And greater focus on care at home as well?
You see, exactly, ultimately, when you look at a hospital, today, when you say a hospital, you assume that 90% of the beds are ward and room beds, 10% are critical care beds. In the near future, ward and room beds are going to disappear. Whatever you are going to do to the patient in the ward or the room of the hospital, you will be doing it at home. When you say a hospital, hospital will consist mainly of critical care services and all these diagnostic facilities.
That is fantastic. And back to the rebranding, what is the difference we can expect to see physically in terms of the look?
We just want patients to come out of the fear of accessing healthcare, and we want to be available to them 24/7 wherever they are, whenever they want. And they don't need to plan for going to see the doctor. They have to just send us a message and our doctors will be there available to them online. We want patients to enjoy the experience of healthcare rather than looking at it as something which they don't want but they have no choice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Patients enjoying the experience of healthcare, not worrying about the cost of it, and accessing world-class care. That is a dream of Dr. Shetty and his team, and I'm sure he'll make it come true. With Govind Murthy, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV.